Hey guys, Brandon here, and I just got back home from Seattle just a couple days ago, and man, did I miss my BRZ. I didn't realize just how much I missed it until I'm away from it for a little over a week. But anyway, back in the BRZ for another video. Speaking of the BRZ real quick though, just yesterday while I was gone, something came in the mail. I ordered the Subaru BRZ fuel door sticker, the thing that looks like carbon fiber with the blue trim. So I just applied that yesterday, so I thought I'd fill you in on that mod. Ever since then, I've noticed my power is way up, so it is much more than a sticker. But anyway, also while I was in Seattle, I stopped at a dealership called Cat's Exotics in Linwood, and I made a video on their inventory just because I thought it was cool. And I uploaded that video yesterday, and little did I know, because of the song I used for that video, people outside the US could not watch that video. So a lot of people were wondering what was wrong with the upload, but I'm sorry about that. If you guys were out of the US, that video didn't play, so I just deleted the video because it's just not what I thought would happen. So too bad with that. But back with this upload. In this video, as you can suggest from the title, this is going to be about Porsche, more specifically the 911 GT3. If you guys don't know me, you know I'm a huge fan of the 911 GT3 of all generations, but I've been fortunate enough to drive the 991 GT3 twice now on track, and I'm a novice driver, and I can still appreciate it. It's a very, very good car for obvious reasons. Funny thing though is, just 5 years ago, I wasn't really a Porsche fan in general. Cars like the 918, the GT3 kind of made me more into liking the brand, to where now I can look back at the 80s, the 70s, and all the air-cooled Porsches, and now I really respect them. And now I'm a huge Porsche fan just because of what the newer cars were able to do to me. But with all that said though, you guys know I'm a pretty big fan of the 991 GT3. But the biggest gripe people have with the 991 generation GT3 is, yes, the PDK is unbelievable, but people still wish that the GT3 was offered with a manual. Now, Porsche answered with the GT4 and the 911R, both of which, especially the 911R, are kind of hard to come by. Well, a GT3 is not, GT4 is not totally hard to come by, but they are going for over sticker in a lot of cases. But maybe people want the manual and a track-focused 911, not so much in a Cayman or something like that. And so, yeah, like I said, the 911R is going to be very purist, but limited to 911 cars, and they're already going for silly money over sticker. So the rumor is, or it's actually a pretty serious rumor now, that the 991.2, the next generation GT3, will be a manual. It's not so much a rumor anymore. There's been a lot of spy shots of a GT3-esque looking car with a little different wing and some bigger opening, intakes up front. So it definitely looks like a GT3, and they've been spying it with that gear lever right in the middle. So that's pretty exciting. And at first, what I thought was, okay, great, the GT3 is going to be a manual, but the problem is, will it be twin turbocharged? Now, of course, I thought it was going to be twin turbocharged just because of the 991.2 taillights. I think everything that has those taillights now, because of the new generation, they're all going to be twin turbocharged to save the earth, and you lose that 9,000 RPM red line that you love so much in the GT3 and GT3 RS. But I believe Porsche has already confirmed that they're going to keep it naturally aspirated, which is incredibly exciting, that this 991.2 GT3 can be both naturally aspirated, so it could scream all the way up to near 9,000 RPM, all controlled through 3 pedals and a gear lever. So that's really, really exciting. And so I guess what this video is going to be about is kind of like, where does that leave the current 991? Because they've actually done pretty well in the market. Now, obviously, they're not appreciating like crazy because they're not limited like a 911R or something like that. If you just look at what they're going for used on Auto Trader or whatever, they're not far off from sticker. I mean, the PTS ones especially. But so they've done really well in the market, and that's a lot of car for 150 grand. You could find one for anywhere from like 140, 160, little more or less. But anyway, and I just wonder that when this, and again, the biggest gripe people had about that car is the PDK is great, but at least give us that option of a manual transmission. So, and I get that complaint, but so now if the 991.2 GT3 is that naturally aspirated and a manual option with the great PDK, or manual only, I don't know what they'll probably do an option. But then where does that leave the 991? Something tells me, that it'll probably take a little dip. Same with a lot of other, you know, Porsches that started going up because of the transmission. I heard that many Porsche people are kind of upset about this if it does happen, because it'll ruin the value of their cars. And to that I say, are you kidding me? I don't think Porsche is supposed to continuously make worse and worse cars just so they don't step on the toes of previous buyers. I think that's a little silly to think about. So yeah, I hope Porsche does continue to make great cars, give the people what they want. I mean, they kind of, not so much purposely, but they kind of made this drought in the market that, you know, cars are getting so good nowadays. So what are they supposed to do? Oh, just give us a manual. That's all we wish for. So, you know, I think they will deliver, and hopefully others will follow suit, because I just recently made a video about the manual transmission, kind of the dying art of it or whatever. So I obviously expect for the 991.2 to be a great car with that option, but where does that leave me? I would kind of hope that the current generation, you know, goes down to, I mean, I already think at 140, 150 grand, that is a great car, the current GT3. But once the new one comes out with the manual, I think that might, you know, settle the market to think that the current generation is worth a little less because it doesn't have the option, minus, you know, whatever else changes on the next car. To where I think that the current generation is going to take a hit, to where which 911 GT3 would I get? I would get the one with the PDK, actually. And like I said, I love the manual transmission. I think a GT3 with the manual would be such a great car. But I think a perfect two-car garage would be a Corvette C7 Z06 or a Grand Sport with the 7-speed manual shifter. Give me some Alcantara on that shift knob too. And then a 911 GT3 with the PDK. That way you get the, you know, best of both. Anyway, that's kind of like my perfect two-car garage. Let me know what you guys think in all of this. What are you excited for with the new GT3? Is it because it might be a manual, or probably will be? What are you excited for in the future of cars? And also, let me know what your perfect two-car garage is. Anyway, I just thought I'd get in the car, talk about Porsche, because it is an exciting company, especially at this time right now. But anyway, that does it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.